Good evening to those who listen. It is October 5th, 2018, 6:35 p.m. And I just wanted to go over everything that happened. So I went to the apartments and there was that letter on there. And it was dated October 4th. You can look back on the video. It's dated October 4th. So they went into my apartment on October 4th, which was yesterday, without my permission, by the way. They did not have my permission. They are supposed to contact me at least 24 hours in advance before entering my apartment. They didn't do that. They did that, let's see, it was a week ago when Section 8 was there. They said they needed to go in there. So that was a week ago. They did not ask for my permission to go in yesterday. And I don't know where they got off on that because there was nothing that was dirty at all. There was nothing unsanitary in. And I did a video on October 2nd. October 2nd was... Let's see, today's Friday, Thursday. It was Tuesday. On Tuesday, when I went to the apartment, I took another video. So there's more proof because I went and showed my whole apartment and it was not dirty whatsoever. I always keep a clean apartment. I did have some dishes that I left for about a week. And when I never just leave dirty dishes. I always rinse my dishes off after every meal. So I always rinse everything off. I left them in there. They were not really considered dirty. I mean, they were rinsed at least. Sure, they were dirty, but they were rinsed. And they were just a little bit in the sink. And now that's a big problem. Well, guess what? That happened, before that they put this letter out. So they are all screwed up. I'm glad I have all this documentation because this is just ridiculous. So I wanted to show you just a little quick view of this. This was a video. I called it Last Look at My Apartment from October 2nd, which was Tuesday. And then on Thursday, yesterday, they put that letter out saying that my apartment was unsanitary. So take a look. Got a nice sized bathroom. I'm never gonna find a good nice place like this again. Kitchen is decent sized. What's happening with my video? Really? Doing a little cleaning. Come on, it's not working. I might as well get this. Let me go back again. So why is it? Okay, there we go. Decent size. This is what they said was unsanitary, I guess, because they had the dishes. But on October 2nd, right here is video proof of it, that it was all clean. I haven't cleaned the stove. I cleaned individually all the burners, and I cleaned underneath and everything too. Good shape. So I don't know where they're coming off with that. And there was nothing unclean. So I'll just turn this. There was nothing unclean. Maybe might help. Okay, there we go. I muted it. There was nothing unclean whatsoever. There was a few clothes that were on the floor and some blankets on the floor. Big deal. I've seen so many other places where it's like hoarder's heaven and there's just things everywhere you can't even walk through. Dishes piled up. I mean, actual dirty dishes where there's food all over them that have been sitting for weeks. And my house is clean. My apartment is clean, so screw them. They are so stupid. And I guarantee you any judge will look at that and say, really? There's no way that it's dirty. There was not this apartment. So it's just plain stupidity on their part. I'm tired of dealing with these. I know they hate me. They don't like me. But they should have just said, hey, let's just let this guy out of the lease and everything will be done. That's all they had to do, but they refused to do it. They're being very rude and it's uncalled for stuff. So I don't understand, why don't they just say, hey, let's just get rid of this guy, let him out of the lease, and be done with it. No, now they claiming that I have to fulfill the lease. Really? Come on. I'm just going to pause it on the letter real fast so we can have more documentation. Come on. Of this letter. Housekeeping. Why did housekeeping come into my house? They don't have the right to just come into my house. It's ridiculous. Well, Kim Turley, this has all been documented, so you're making the big mistake. October 4th, there it is, right there. Management is aware of housekeeping issues. So management went into my apartment on October 4th and without my permission and went in there and said that I don't have a clean and sanitary apartment. Really? Wow. I've barely been there to dirty it up. I'll have to see the comment in a minute. I don't think that comments show up on the video. But it's really stupid. And then, see, it's like they're looking for an excuse. They're looking for a reason to evict me, to terminate the lease. But they're the ones who are terminating the lease because they're the ones who screwed up in the first place by having an unsafe apartment to live in. So, I don't know, it's stupid. I don't get it. It's dumb. I have to go through all this crap with these stupid people that, don't care about people's health. They don't care. All they want to do is make money. They don't care if somebody gets sick. They don't care if somebody dies. I can't believe she said that. Oh, we'll move you if there's a death. Well, if there's a death, I'll be moved into the grave, you dummies. Oh, you're going to move me to move my dead body to a new apartment? Are you kidding me? What's wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people? Seriously. Wow. Well, I'm going to get my doctor she's filling out that statement, the letter that's going to state that she thinks that the reason I've been sick and all the emergency room visits, the breathing problems, the walking pneumonia was all caused by this mold. And I have so much documentation for the last 3 months. I've only been in that place for a little more than 2 months, but for the last 2 months of that, I've documented almost every single day of all my problems. And everybody can see that I get sick there and I don't get sick anywhere else. And I've been good since I've been out of there. And I don't want to be a guinea pig and test my health and see if, something happens again. It's not worth it. So this is it. I'm done. They can do what they want. I'm going to sue them. They're probably going to try to sue me. I think I have way more evidence and more proof than I should need to have. And I would think that any honest judge would rule in my favor. I mean, I just wanted a new apartment. They wouldn't do it. It's like they wanted me to get sick. And that's what I'm gonna tell the judge too. I'm gonna say they must have wanted me to be sick, to keep getting sick, because they kept wanting me to stay there, kept giving me all this bad advice, saying to just run your air and that'll be, everything will be fine. And that's when I got even more sick. So they're telling me things to make me sicker. So I can say that because it's true. I mean, they might not have been doing it on purpose, but by telling me, hey, you need to stay in here and you need to live here and just turn your air on and you'll be fine, that was bad advice. And that led me right back to the emergency room. And right after that, if you remember from my videos, I don't know if you've been watching, but in the video where I had to go to the emergency room, that was the time I thought I was going to die. So It's all documented stuff. I mean, it's not like I'm making all this up. Who would go to the trouble of making all this up just to move to a new apartment? You know, it'd be different if I was, making this up so I could have this big lawsuit against. I just want what's fair. And all they had to do is move me to a new apartment in the first place. That's all I asked. And then after they wouldn't do it and I kept getting sick, I wanted them to move me to a new apartment and pay me for my lost wages, and hospital bills and prescriptions, stuff I had to pay out of pocket. I lost a lot of money because they don't care. Well, you will care when you lose your job. When, no, I forgot what the name of it was. When the big management company in Indiana says, "Hey, you don't know how to do your job." I mean, it's not that hard to figure out. Somebody has health issues. Hey, there must be something wrong with the apartment. Instead of just walking through the apartment and saying everything's fine, maybe you should do a better, thorough investigation. I have proof that there was mold in there, and it's not elevated. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter. It's like saying, there's only a little bit of poison in your food. It's okay. Really? And my doctor says it doesn't matter. Most people that are healthy might never be affected by the mold that was in there. But anybody that has health problems can be. And she says, even if it's a little amount, it can affect you. And she told me, and I hope she puts that in the letter too, because I'll even ask her to do it, because she told me that, continued mold exposure can lead to permanent lung damage or even death. And I've looked it up. I've had many Google stuff saying about how bad mold can be. And I've heard so many horror stories of people dying, people getting so extremely sick from mold. And I've heard of people that couldn't live in their place and they had to burn down their house because it was unsalvageable. They couldn't clean it. It was so bad. I'm not saying it's that bad, but it's bad enough where it's causing me health problems. And nobody should have to go through that. So that's what I'm trying to say in this whole thing. It's not fair that they're doing this to me. And it's not fair that I have to go through this. And even if I win the case, it was still a big hassle. And I had to go through all of this and then wait however long for the court date. And then after that, I'm going to finally get reimbursed. But how much am I really going to make on this? Probably nothing, because I've already put out all this money. And say I've spent $3,000 and I win $3,000. I'm not making anything. I'm breaking even. So, I mean, at least that would be a fair. At least reimburse me for, all my trouble, all my lost wages, all the medicines I had to buy, all the hospital bill, the rent I've had to pay living at my sister's. And then now I have to get another U-Haul to move all my stuff out again. And I'm renting a storage room. So that's about another $100 there. Storage room is $40 a month. I'm hoping I won't have to go more than a month. That'd be awful if I had to keep renting it. But according to my lawyer, she says if I get the letter stating that the mold in my apartment, that she thinks it's causing my health effects, that's enough for it's not safe to live there. So that's enough reason for me to get out of the lease, and it's enough so Section 8 has to find me a new place. My lawyer says they have to, by law, to find you another place if you have health conditions from where you're living. So that's the case. And it's obvious that that's the case. I have plenty of proof that my sicknesses, illnesses, breathing problems, all that is from that apartment. And I'll have to condense all my video evidence around because I have so much. I'll have to go through that, and that's going to be a big hassle too. But I have so much proof, and I can put it all together. And I would think that it would be common sense to anybody that, you know, what I went through, and, you know, they're being, what's the word I want to use? I don't want to use profanity, but, you know, they're doing this on purpose to, you know, to force me to stay there, to either keep getting sick or for I'd leave, so I just keep paying rent for somewhere I can't live. And it's ridiculous. So God will take care of this. I mean, I'm doing, you know, I have to do some work too, and I can't just say, oh, God, take it, and just, you know, but God's going to help me through this. And whoa, some lightning. We're supposed to get a storm tonight. But I don't know if you heard that or not, but that's some thunder. All right, well, I'm gonna let you guys go, but I just wanted to have all this more documentation of what they're doing, and I really believe that they're trying to do everything in their power to make it look like it's my fault, and that you know, whatever is the problem is not their apartment; it's something previous medical condition, or, you know, something else is causing it that's not the apartment, and it's the apartment. That's all there is to it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. God bless.